Welcome to the Unemployed Journeyman with FC Tokyo in the J1 League. And our quest when we got here was to avoid relegation. We're down to the final 3 games of the season. We're either going to be relegated or surviving. Right, welcome to the video, folks. And the last time you was with us was for Sapporo and Fukuoka, a 2-1 defeat against Sapporo, who at the time were in the bottom half of the table, and quite disappointed with that defeat actually. And Fukuoka, who were about 3rd in the table at the time, doing really well, very delighted with that win. Now I do have some explaining to do, because you're probably looking at these fixtures and thinking it's been a long time since you was last with us. Well, I was actually going to be with you for these 2 games here, Kyoto and Niigata, and I had a nightmare with the recording. That's basically the truth. What happened was I started doing the video, done the intro and all this sort of stuff, done this bit I'm doing now about what's happened since you was last with us. And then when I got to the end of what was the end of the episode, we'd done the game against Niigata, I'd done the outro, all that sort of stuff. And then as I'd done the outro, I realised that I hadn't been recording past the first 8-9 minutes of the video. Basically what happened was when we went to go into the game against Kyoto, we got to the bit where you tick the opposition instructions. I paused the recording to go and get a drink of water, and I didn't pause or unpause it when I got back. So I played the game against Yokohama as well, and recorded that and done an outro with it and all this sort of stuff, because I actually thought that the Kyoto game had recorded. It was just the Niigata one that I finished. It was only after I recorded the Yokohama game as well that I realised that actually I hadn't even done the Kyoto one either. So I then realised on top of that when I went to do the editing, because I was, like I say, at the time I didn't realise I hadn't done the Kyoto game. When I went to edit the video, I then realised that Facecam wasn't on, and I turned my camera off for something else, a different recording, a different video, and I forgot to turn it back on. And though that's not a decisive thing, it just added to my annoyance, and I just got really annoyed. So I deleted the recording. I thought what I'll do is I'll carry on playing through the game. This was after the Yokohama game. I thought I'll carry on playing through, and I'll come back at the point where we're like 1 game away from survival or getting relegated or whatever it may be. So basically what's happened is Kawasaki, we had a 3-0 win against them at home, and we were the much dominant team in this one. This is probably the easiest game we've actually had. Jaja Silva, Krastev a penalty, and Yamamura getting on the score sheet. Then we played Osaka, had a 2-0 win in this game. Goals from Krastev and Jaja Silva. And again, we were the better team. Quite comfortably the better team in actual fact. Then after Osaka, we come up against Nagoya, and Nagoya in the relegation zone. I was quite disappointed trying to get a 1-1 draw in this game. Yamamura getting on the score sheet again, a young right winger. If we have a look at him, 19 years old, 3.5 to 4.5 star potential. He wants to be a striker. I might give him an opportunity in that striker role, but for the time being, he is playing out wide on the right. Then we come up against Tokyo Verdy, our local rivals. We share a stadium with them. Attendances in this league are absolutely bonkers, by the way, because Sapporo at home we had 24,843. Then Kawasaki at home we had 47,192, almost sold out. I'm assuming Kawasaki must be near to Tokyo. But then the next home game against Nagoya, you could say, okay, maybe because they're lower down in the table, 29,056. Tokyo Verdy, although it's an away game, we share the stadium, so it is a home game. Understandably, sold out because you've got basically the whole of Tokyo, well, not the whole of Tokyo, but you know what I mean, all going into the one stadium. Then against Kyoto, only 26,206. Then against Yokohama, 34,542. It's really like that, the actual attendances. But anyway, I'll get distracted. So Tokyo Verdy, we won 3-2. It's such a good game this was. We went 3-1 up. We went 1-0 down. Posignolo put in Tokyo Verdy 1-0 up. Then Krastev, Yamamura and Kinoshita finally getting a goal. Yamamura and Krastev also got assists. They were battling it out for man of the match, but Krastev got it. 3-1 up, and then when Gabrieloni on 82 minutes made it 3-2, I was convinced we was just going to throw it away and it was going to be 3-3. But we didn't. We held on, we showed some steel, and we got a 3-2 win against our rivals. The fans were delighted. Then we come to the 3 games I don't really want to talk about because they were actually 3 really good games. And I'm so gutted that I never got the recording for this because Kyoto, bear in mind, they were 5th in the league, Nagata was 6th in the league. We go up against Kyoto. I said when I was recording that I'm fully expecting to lose both these games. Now, the one against Nagata, we did lose. We lost it 2-1. We did go 2-0 down as well after 30 minutes, but Jaja Silva got us back in it with a goal before half-time. And we were unlucky not to get at least an equaliser. You know, the stats might show that maybe Nagata did deserve to win it, but the chances we had, or the shots we had, the opportunities we had, we could easily have got another goal to make it 2-2, or even get a third and make it 3-2. We were really unlucky, we really was. But against Kyoto, I just couldn't believe what was going on here. So Kyoto went 1-0 up through Piszczek in the 7th minute, but then Yamamura and Krastev getting us 2-1 up before half-time. But then a minute after we took a 2-1 lead, we then conceded to make it 2-2. I was absolutely livid at that. But then 3 minutes into stoppage time, Jaja Silva then made it 3-2 to us. And it was, I just couldn't believe what I was seeing. I was absolutely stunned. I really was. I still don't have the words for it now. Then 5 minutes into the second half, Krastev made it 4-2. They then had a goal disallowed nearly 20 minutes later before Kinoshita made it 5-2. And then a Yamahara goal on the 93rd minute made it 6-2. You look at the stats, we deserved to win it. We were the better team. But it was just, that was a bonkers game, 6-2 against Kyoto. Then we come up against Yokohama, who at the time, we went into the game and I said on commentary at the time that this is a must-win game. You know, they're 18th in the league. We were 16th at the time and we had to win this game. And it was so annoying because we went 2-0 up and we got goals from Akamoto and Krastev. Krastev has been brilliant. He's so good from the penalty spot as well. But then the 69th and the 81st minute, they come back to make it 2-2. And I look at the stats and I kind of think they stole a draw there. Then we come up against Iwata, away from home, a 3-1 win in this game. We deserved to win it. We had 66% possession, 4.35 XG is mad, and that's without penalties as well. But we had goals from Jaja Silva, Akamoto, and Akamoto again. Shirai, who has been serving a 2-game suspension, Krastev and Shirai again with 2 assists for Shirai actually in that game. So yeah, a 3-1 win against Wata. And then against Kobe, these were top of the table and we've won 4-2. Absolutely ridiculous. It really is. Again, we went 1-0 down with an early goal. But Jaja Silva, Krastev again, I mean, this guy, I keep saying his name. Worth noting, Yamamura has got a couple of assists in this game as well. Yamamoto with an assist from Izuka, and then Krastev again with another man of the match display. I mean, if we are going to survive relegation, we owe a lot of it to this guy. We really do. And yes, stats-wise, I'll say we did deserve to win it as well. 4-2 win against Kobe, who, like I say, who at the time were top of the table. If we have a look at the table now, Kobe are in fact still top. Fukuoka in 3rd, Kyoto 4th. So we've been getting results against some really decent teams, like among the best teams in the league. We are 13th on 42 points. We're 7 points clear of the relegation zone. We basically, when you look at our goal difference being -1 and the others around us or around the relegation zone being anything from -10 to -16, -15, all that sort of stuff, it would require quite a goal swing on the goal difference front if 2 points wasn't enough to keep us up. But to be mathematically certain of staying up, we need 3 points. So basically we need 1 win from today's 2 episodes. Now, we'll go into the transfer area because there has been some transfer business taken place since you were last week. There's some players that have gone out. So Yuta Sagano, for example, has gone out to Omiya for 775,000 £100,000. He's young. He did have some talent, but we had a bit of a conversation. He wanted to leave. We agreed £775,000 was the price. They came in for it. We sold it. Tabata has gone out on loan to Fukushima. We're still doing business with them. Konoshima has gone to Toshigi for a £775 loan fee. I mean, it's a nothing really. Ota Yamamoto, one of their strikers, we wasn't using him. He's gone out permanently to Kashiwa for £300,000, potentially rising to £375,000. Komatsu has gone to Gunma on loan, and Toshiya Tanaka has gone to Chiba for a small little loan fee as well. So overall, we've brought in over £1 million in sales and loan fees and whatever. We then went and brought in Shun Morikawa, who is an 18-year-old right winger. We're training him up to play in the actual right inside forward part here. 2-star current ability, 4-star potential. He could just be a decent squad player really. For £675,000, potentially rising to 1.2 million. It's a pretty decent deal from Urawa Reds. I always struggle with that. It's a bit of a tongue twister. Then Katsuyuki Nakano has come in for £625,000. 19 years old, potential to be a 5-star player. 2.5-star at the moment. He can play centre back. He can play on the right. He can play defensive midfield. He is very useful to have around. And the potential he's got as well. If he can realise even up to 4 stars of that potential, then that is a bargain at 625k. Then what we've also got coming in the summer, we've got Kei Morimoto coming in for 1.8 million from Kashiwa, and we'll have a look at him. He's a 19-year-old. He's 3 stars current ability with 4.5-star to 5-star potential. Again, young. He's a centre back. He's got good heading on him, rubbish jumping reach. We're looking at playing him more as a right back because Shirai will be leaving at the end of this season. So we need someone that can play out there. Nakano can do it. He could do it. He could also play in the centre as well, going for a bit of versatility. If you look at the players we've brought in and this guy as well that's coming in at the end of the season, you can absolutely see a pattern that we're going for. Young, versatile. We're actually setting some standards at SC Tokyo that I'm hoping will then stand us in good stead for a future career. So I think we've seen everything we need to see. Team cohesion is average. Club atmosphere is good. Managerial support is average. Finances, we've got like 43 million in the bank. I mean, we're absolutely loaded. We've got a transfer budget of 28.6 million. We've still got like £50,000 we can spend in the wage budget as well. Like I say, we're absolutely minted. Right, let's get into today's first game. It's against Kashiwa. We need to be looking at the teams below us as well. I mean, we're actually above Tokyo Verdy at the moment. We need to be looking at the teams below us in terms of what they're doing. Kashima have already been confirmed as relegated. Good. They should have given me the job when they interviewed me. Same with Nagoya. But we're not going to worry about ourselves. Kashima are playing Nagata today. Nagoya are playing Kawasaki F. So they're going to take points off each other there somewhere along the line. Kyoto against Sapporo are actually in 7th. They were up in like 5th and 6th earlier on, I believe. And Tokyo Verdy playing against Fukuoka. So if Tokyo Verdy lose that as well, that's more points that they're going to drop. We're on 42 points. We could still, if we end up having a winning run at the end of the season, we could absolutely end up top half of the table. If we get to 12th, I would say that was mid-table. Right. Let's get into it. We're going to click opposition instructions to go on. And then this is the team. I'm just making sure I haven't made any boo-boos because I know what I'm like. No, I think that's right. So, Nozawa in goal. Kikuchi, left back. Shirai, right back. Sato and Yamazaki in the centre of defence. Yamamoto and Lizuka in midfield. Jaja Silva and Yamamura out wide with Krastev in behind Akimoto. Yeah, so it could be longer than normal. But we just have to... I wanted to do all the games, basically. If we win this, then we've avoided relegation. So we could avoid relegation in the first of the 3 games. But we're away from home. We've got Kawasaki and then... I can't remember who we got in the last game of the season. But both of them two games are against the easier teams, but they're also away from home. So, yeah, Kashira we're playing here, who are 15th in the table. We should be getting a win, bearing in mind how good we've been in other games as well. Even in the Nagata defeat, we were still very good. We still played really well. But at the moment, there's only been one shot on target between both the teams, and that's down to us. And that's 40 minutes into games. There's not been a single highlight. I mean, this is a terrible first half. What I was considering doing is only doing the highlights of the 3 games on camera to try and cut the episode down. But my fear for that, and it kind of happened in that first half, is if we go a whole game without any highlights, and I just say, right, we're starting the game against Kashira, and then the next time you see me, I'm saying, there you go, that's the end of it, it's 0-0. And it makes it look like I've just cut everything out. But we have a highlight at the moment. Our goalkeeper has, I've not been convinced by him either. He has been a bit dodgy. There was one of the games, I think it was the second goal Nagata scored. He came flying out from a corner to punch the ball away, completely and utterly missed it. And they scored from it. And it was just like a calamity, it really was. And there's been a few times he's played where he's just not looked good. That game against Nagata, I think it was. I was actually considering taking him off because he went on to a 5.9 at one point, and he's conceded a goal right there against Kashira as well. This is not good because, like I say, Kashira below us. We've been better than this. This has been appalling. I mean, what are we doing? Shirai's been rubbish when he's been probably one of our best players, actually. Yamamura as well is just not doing it out there. So Shirai is coming off for Simon. I call him Simon because Cy Van Wormiskirken Simon. That's just his name now. I'm not going to change it fully yet, but I am very tempted to change it, I must admit. Morikawa can come on for Yamamura. I mean, even Krastev has been rubbish as well. And yeah, this is not good because this drags. I mean, as it is at the moment, we're still 7 points clear, but we come close. I think he hit it against our own player. I mean, now I'm wanting to look at the table. It's not giving us enough time to look at it between highlights because we're now having all the highlights. And JJ Silva blasts it wide. As things are at the moment, there's still 7 points between us and Osaka. And that would mean we would still... fiddlesticks. Right, we'll bring Arthur in. It's a bit more forward than what he usually plays. Yeah, so 7 points. Obviously, there's only going to be 6 points available, although I think Osaka haven't played yet, so there is still 9 points available for them. But, we've lost the ball in the midfield. We tackle them and then lose it straight away. And this team are not particularly good, let's be honest. From where they are in the league, they're not. We seem to struggle against teams lower down and do better against teams higher up. I don't know why. Maybe it's a mentality thing, but what are we doing there? I mean, oh my days. Seriously, what kind of defending is that? I've seen under 8s do better defending. I really have. Oh, we are so annoying. I can't say we're rubbish because we're not rubbish. We're actually very good. Akamoto is just pants. He really is. We definitely need a top draw striker for next season because between Konoshita and Akamoto, they just don't do it. They really don't. They're absolute nonsense. I mean, I feel like suing them under the trade descriptions. Balls through and Kinoshita was one-on-one with the keeper and still couldn't score. I mean, that's how rubbish he is. I mean, you're basically bringing on one man that can't score and taking off another man that can't score. And at the end of the last episode, I thought Akimoto was actually going to be our hero when he got them 2 goals. Well, here's Simon on the right-hand side. Oh, and he just loses it, of course he does. Oh, it is just annoying because... Oh, giving away a penalty. Well done, JJ Silva. Because I actually won't be surprised if we win the game against Shonan, who's up next, and they're second in the league. Because that's just how we play. Having VAR in the J1 League, by the way, is very confusing for me. I mean, this could be a heaviest defeat. I think it is going to be a heaviest defeat since we've been here. I'm not going to hold out any hope that a goalkeeper might save a penalty. He can't save anything. But in terms of the stats, it's actually been very close, if not us. I mean, we've got a better pass completion and possession. They've slightly better on shots on target, shots on goal, XG. That tells me it should have been a draw, and we somehow managed to lose the game 3-0. Right, we've still got 2 more games to save ourselves from relegation. We also need to see how Osaka get on. I mean, Kashima, bearing in mind they were below us, they're now up into 12th. That's how close this bottom part of the table is. Right, I'll see you when we get to the game against Shonan, who are second, and I will make sure I'm recording it. Right, here we are for the second of the 3 games. We are safe from relegation, by the way. Osaka lost against FC Mashida, and they're now the only team that could potentially get out of the relegation spots, and in terms of catching us, but they're actually 7 points behind with 6 points available. So we are safe. We go into the game against Shonan, who are second. I don't fear them. I mean, we've beaten Kobe, we lost to Nagata, we lost to Sapporo, we beat Fukuoka, we beat Kyoto. So I don't fear this team. Incoming, we're going to get beaten 5-6-0 now. You absolutely know that's a fact. But let's get into it. So Krastev is out injured for the rest of the season. Arthur's going to take his place in here. We have Nozawa in goal, Kikuchi left back, Shirai right back, Sato and Yamazaki in the centre of defence, Yamamoto and Lizuka in the centre of midfield, Jaja Silva and Yamamura out wide with Arthur in behind Akimoto. Let's get into the game. I did consider bringing Kunishita in for Akimoto and just seeing if maybe he would like to score a goal. What I might do for the last game of the season is actually play Yamamura up top and see how good he could be as a striker, because who knows, he might be the answer to our problems. We might not need a top draw striker in the transfer window because we got him. But at the moment, we are definitely a top striker is my number 1 priority at the moment. Right, highlights in this game, both of them are with us at the moment. Here's Lizuka, 18-year-old youngster. Oh, what a goal from Jaja Silva. He's finally decided to step up. He scores the goal. It's only in the 3rd minute. We're not going to get too excited. But already, the first 3 minutes of this game has been a massive improvement from the last game. We've got 32,764 people in attendance to see that. An assist, I think it was from Lizuka as well. Oh, a keeper's actually made a save. I'll show you his form at some point as well, because he's meant to be a 4-star goalkeeper with 4.5-star potential. Now, to be fair to him, he doesn't want to be a sweeper keeper on attack. He wants to be a goalkeeper on defend, and that would get the best out of him. But I just don't know if a goalkeeper on defend would suit our way of playing. But we might have to put him in that position. Again, might do it for the last game of the season. Right, we have the highlight again. Here's Shirai out on the right-hand side. Puts the ball into the box. Yamamura's gone down. It's going to be a penalty. Now, I don't know who's going to take this, because it's usually Krastev that takes their penalties, and he's not on the field. It's been reviewed by VAR, and it has been given. It is a penalty. Yamamura, a young right winger, steps up to take it. The man that wants to be a striker, and he buries it. It's 2-0, and what did I say? I could still be speaking too early, but I said earlier during the game against Kashira that we lost, that I wouldn't be surprised if we then went on and beat Shonan, who I believe they're still in contention for the title before today's game. What's the table tell you? Yeah, they're only 3 points behind, but a defeat here will pretty much end their title chances. Shirai takes the corner. Oh, and Yamazaki with the header that goes over the bar. But this is exactly what, even if we don't win, so this is what I mean about the fact that we can look so good against the teams that are up the top end of the table. But then we play against Nagoya or Kashiwa, play teams like that. And, Yamaha or Yamazaki, whatever the team's called. Arthur with a goal as well, taking Krastev's place. 3-0, we're leading Shonan. I mean, this just shows exactly what I was saying in the previous game. I'm going to keep banging on about that because it's so true. You know, we made hard work of it against Tokyo Verdy as well. Right, let's make our substitutions. Yamamoto's looking a bit tired. He can come off for a Nui. And I think we'll bring on Nakano for Shirai. Akimoto can come off for... Joe, I'm going to bring Morikawa on and move Yamamura into that striker role. What does he prefer to be? I mean, he wants to be I don't really want to do a poach or a deep line forward. No, we'll leave him on advanced forward. I was hoping he's going to want to be a pressing forward. But we'll do that. 3 substitutions. And this is another example of just how good we can look. It really is. We're playing such good football. And a team that's challenging for the title, we're ending their title charge, basically. I mean, they're on the attack now, so... But we intercept Morikawa to Arthur. Oh, Arthur just gives it away. I got excited then. Morikawa wins it back again. I like this young lad, I really do. As a squad player, I think he could be absolutely fantastic for us. Yamazaki gives it to Nakano. Morikawa tried getting it, but they kind of lost it between the two of them there. And Shonan have the ball back now in the midfield, but we intercept it. Sato to Arthur. Arthur puts Yamamura through. Oh my word, is it? Oh, the referee's got his finger in his ear. I mean, it didn't look offside to me, but let's see what he gives. Disallowed. I mean, to be fair, that was a really well taken strike from Yamamura. If only he'd timed his run slightly better, because there couldn't have been much in that. They really couldn't. And we can make 2 more substitutions, so why don't we? Let's bring off our left back. We'll bring on Simon. And Jaja Silva can come off, and we just bung Kinoshita out there, because why not? Why not indeed? Let's give it a go. 3-0 against the team that's second in the table, challenging for the title. What a display from us. Maybe it's because we're at home as well. Maybe we're just really bad away. But we'll find out in the next game, because the next game is against a team that's lower down in the table. And we're going to cut straight to that now, because I'm conscious that this is quite the bumper episode. Right, before we get into our next game, which is against Yokohama FC, we've had our players whose contracts are expiring. I'm only offering a contract to Rion Yamahara. He's only 2.5 star, current ability maybe could become 3 star, but he can play left and right. He's a very decent player in terms of being a squad player. You know, he's someone, he has played on the left for us this season. I just thought it was worth keeping around. We've offered him a 2-year contract. The rest of them, including Simon and Trevisan, we're letting go. Both of them, Simon is Dutch and Trevisan is Brazilian. They both take up 2 places in our foreign quota, and I just think we can put our foreign quota to much better use than these two, and I'm sure you'll understand that for those of you watching anyway. Right, what I also want to show you as well is our youth intake, because we've had a pretty decent youth intake. We have a look at our scholars, and we've got 2 elite talents, one on the right, one on the left wing. Potential 4.5 star ability, currently 1.5 star, and they just look really decent. I mean, this guy's only 15 years old, and this guy here is 16 years old. Already got a value of £1 million. Can't complain at that. And then when we get into the top talents, we've got like 3.5 to 4.5 star potential players in here as well. It's been a really decent, it's probably been the best youth intake I've had on FM this year. I'll go that far in terms of what the potential is as well. So yeah, that is what it is. We now play Yokohama FC, who are 11th in the table. Now, bearing in mind, we lost to Kashiwa, who are currently 12th. They were below us when we played them. But we've beaten Kobe, we've beaten Shonan, we've beaten Fukuoka. We lost to Nagata and Sapporo, granted. But we beat Kyoto when they were up here as well. In terms of the league, Kobe have won the league, but I wouldn't be surprised if we drop points in this game as well. We are going for something slightly different, a little bit of an experiment. We're playing Yamamura, our right inside forward. We're playing him up front today. As I said before, he does want to be a striker, so we'll give him that opportunity, see what he can do. So Nozawa in goal, Kikuchi left back, Shirai right back, Sato and Yamazaki in the centre of defence, Yamamoto and Lizuka in the centre of midfield, with Jaja Silva, Kikuchi coming in because Yamamura's moved up there, Arthur in behind Yamamura. So let's get into the game. We've got people that are lacking match sharpness, but that is fine. And it's actually really nice going into this game knowing that, actually, do you know what, it don't matter. We can have a little experiment, a little play around if we want. I mean, they've lost 3 of their last 5. We should be winning this. We really should. But let's see what they're going to do. I mean, they have a tiny attendance here at this club, don't they? We're playing in a lovely, beautiful white kit. Fukushima had a white away kit as well. I don't know if that's a standard thing in Japan that you have a white away kit, but I do like the white kit. We can pretend we're Real Madrid, can't we? I mean, we need to be playing well for that to be a bit more convincing. But, oh, Yamamura's through. Yamamura. The referee's got his finger in his ear again. If he disallows this, then basically he's got something against Yamamura. There you go, he's given it. He knew that we were onto him. He knew that we were sussing him out. And he's decided to give that goal. Right, we have a corner. Kikuchi will take it. Whips the ball in. They clear their lines partially. It's with Jaja Silva to Kikuchi to Shirai. Oh, and I thought Shirai was going to sign off with a win. We've promised to sell him in the summer. He wants to leave. He wants to go to a bigger club. Hopefully, whatever club he does go to, we end up doing better than them just to show him that he was wrong, basically. But so half an hour on the clock. We're 1-0 up. It's been all us, to be fair. We have been easily the more dominant side. But they are on the attack now, down the right-hand side. They pull it back. It's in the centre and the keeper makes a save. It's gone out for a corner. I mean, it'd be quite disappointing if we end up conceding here, considering how dominant we've been in this first half. Yamamura heads it away, back doing some defending as well as his work up front. So pleased that he scored it. And now I am in the position of, is he our man for next season? Do I stick with him up top? Or do I bring in a new striker? Let me know in the comments what you reckon, because I've got quite the dilemma there with him. Now, I do want to point out as well that every Saturday there's a possibility, I don't know if it's going to happen yet, but there's a possibility that there may be different content coming up on the channel. It's going to be on a Saturday. It's not going to affect the FM content. We're still doing the Unemployed Journeyman Monday to Friday, still doing the rebuild on Sundays. It's literally just Saturday's the only day I don't release anything. Oh, they've hit the crossbar. So I'm using that to try out some new content, some different games, that kind of thing. I don't expect you guys to watch it. I fully appreciate you're probably just here for the Football Manager. If you want to watch it, that'd be amazing. But just, oh, what a goal. What a goal. 1-1. Maybe I need to concentrate a bit more on the actual game. But yeah, basically what I'm saying is that I appreciate your support on this series. It's been phenomenal. And just know that I'm not replacing Football Manager content. Football Manager content is not going anywhere. Right. Now, Akamoto, who can play, who we have been playing up top. I'm actually going to play him out on the left, see how he does. We'll play Nakano on the right. And is that Jaja Silva? Yeah, he's not doing particularly well, is he? Right, we'll just do them changes for now. I'm not really worried about this game. We survived relegation. I'm happy with the fact we're in the league. Obviously, I do want to win this game, but this does show what I said before, that we can turn it on against the teams that are doing really well in the league, but teams that are in the bottom half of the table, we are struggling against. We've had a couple of draws against them type of teams so far this season since we've been here, and it's just quite worrying, But we've still got a ball. We're playing it around at the moment. If we can get a goal here, that would be absolutely splendid. It's with Arthur. Finds Yamamura, who's through. Oh, he didn't take the shot. He's brought it back. Oh, we've hit the post. Yamamoto, I think that was, hitting the frame of the goal. But now they're hitting us on the counter-attack. This highlight's going on for a while, so I think it's going to result in a goal, but it doesn't. He flies it over the bar. And there's also a possibility as well, just to pre-warn you, that if you hear any gentle humming sounds in future episodes. That's probably going to be me with a fan on, because it's getting a bit warm in the UK. I'm not going to say it's hot, because it's not hot, but it is getting a bit warm. And I don't want to be sitting here sweating, basically. So I may well be using a fan. If it does make too much noise, then I will obviously not use it. I'm not going to use something that's going to impact the quality of the video. But I'm disappointed. We should have won that game. But that is it. That's the end of the season. And this is where we are. We're 15th in the league, 7 points clear of relegation. Considering where we were when we came in, 5 points inside the relegation zone, I will take that all day long. Just behind our rivals Tokyo Verdy. Would have been nice to finish above them, but we're only 1 point behind them. And yeah, this has been a fantastic end of the season for us. It's not been a great episode in terms of the results, but we'll quickly do the press conference. Collective bonuses have been paid out. Monday's episode is going to be a transfer special. I'm sure it's going to be a great one as well with the money we've got to spend. We need to have a real good overhaul of this squad and work out what youngsters we want to be playing next season, and see if we can get maybe a mid-table, top half of the table finish next season. So thank you very much for watching, folks. Don't forget there's the Kaiserslautern rebuild on Sunday if that's of interest to you. If not, I'll see you Monday, 6 p.m, as always, for more of the Unemployed Journeyman. Thank you very much for watching. Have an amazing weekend. Bye-bye.